Right, peace to the true ones. Now, I'm going to show you guys this video. And it's about this woman who finds out that her son is gay. And she's saying all this foul shit to him, okay? Now, what I want y'all to know is that the Bible done fucked a lot of y'all up with this gay shit, okay? And the Bible actually didn't say that homosexuality is an abomination. It's saying that sleeping with young children is an abomination. The word for boy in there was mistranslated to man. All right. It meant young boy. And back in the day, the word for boy was actually the word for girl as well. It's like, do you know back in the day, like, that the word girl was just the word used for a child, boy and girl. They used to call children girls, okay? And it was the word for boy and girl. They said they would call them girls, so that just shows you the evolution of words, and not even the evolution, just how things changed. Because I couldn't say that when I guess evolution is change too, but it's not really a progressive one. When I think of evolution, I think of progressive change. But anyway, God never said that homosexuality was an abomination. See, these people who went and edited the Bible, they told you that to create division because they know that spiritual gatekeepers of the Most High are homosexual. They are so-called gay. Like, even in certain cultures, they have two-spirited individuals, like in Native American culture, and they hold certain ceremonies for those individuals, and they're part of their community, and they have certain important roles in that community. Same where I came from, in Hawaii. Well, I say where I came from. That's where I lived for a while. And for real, I really do feel like that's my homeland, even though I only lived there for a decade. Like, I feel like Hawaii is where I'm from. That's why I was able to learn a lot of culture and different things, and I was able to bring out my powers and spirits in Hawaii. You know what I mean? I learned a lot about me in Hawaii. I learned myself. I learned roots in Hawaii, and Hawaii is really a mirror of Africa. But anyway, there's certain gateways and portals to Africa and Hawaii. But anyway, in Hawaii or Polynesian culture, they have a term called mahus or kape mahu. These are certain individuals who are two-spirited or so-called homosexual or trans. Some are trans or asexual, but most of them are either men and they dress as women because in their culture, the two-spirited individuals had certain healing properties, and they were born for a reason. They had certain spiritual healing properties, all right? And they call them mahus. And Tahitian is Mahoos. In Hawaiian is Mahu. Mahu. Okay? And these individuals had special spiritual gifts and were highly regarded, and still are highly regarded in native indigenous cultures. The only culture you really see shunning homosexuality is black people, and it's sad because they've been brainwashed to disapprove of somebody else's life choices instead of letting that person be themselves and cultivate themselves and nurture themselves and bring these spiritual gifts out. Because let me tell you something about two-spirited people, okay? They're highly favored by God because they are able to hold the masculine and feminine energy better than most heterosexual individuals, because most heterosexuals get caught up in the how would you they get caught up in gender wars or in gender subvert, not subversion, but uh, basically, yeah, like if you have to be a certain way if you're a male or a female in black culture, okay, so-called black culture, okay, but and in doing that and creating a certain role or model of what they think a woman is or what a man is or masculine and feminine energy is and what they should do, they create a boundary or barrier to their spiritual gifts or their own higher self, which is both masculine and feminine, and they become out of balance because they can't. When you conform to a gender role, you can't really be your most authentic, like, you can't be yourself fully because you're not acknowledging or accepting that you are both masculine and feminine, because you don't want any attributes of those characteristics coming out and people assuming that you are gay just because you take care of yourself in ways that a woman would, but you're a man, so they call you metrosexual. They try, like, they come up with words when you take care of each aspect of you, okay? They come up with a fucking box to put you in, and that starts to separate you. When you start labeling yourself, you basically separate yourself from your soul. The more labels you put on you, and gender roles is some labels that people put on themselves that separates themselves from themselves, because they're say, oh, I'm a girl, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or I'm a boy, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or I'm not a boy, or they go say I'm a gay, or they're gonna look at me, they're gonna frown upon me, or they're gonna not accept me for this and that. Like, this is what society has done to individuals on many different levels, not just homosexual. Just being a man or a woman, you are expected to be a certain way when really you're both, and you should have the full freedom to express each side of yourself in any kind of way that you want to. But motherfuckers is brainwashed and they don't get it. But listen to how this woman cusses out her son and then says, "You're being judged." Little does she know that God doesn't like homophobic people. And they're judged too. They're not coming to the city of peace with us because they'll have a stroke every 5 seconds. They'll see somebody being themselves in the city of peace. And they wouldn't be able to be down with individuals being themselves there. Not to mention, we're getting shapeshifter suits in the city of peace. And not only can you choose to be a man or a woman, but you can be a fucking duck or a giraffe, or you can be a piece of grass, or you can shapeshift into whatever you want to in the city of peace. So that goes to show you right there that God don't give a fuck what you're doing, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, and your sexuality is not hurting you. The same STDs that you get as a homosexual, you can get as a heterosexual, okay? People are retarded. They've been brainwashed, and this woman is saying you're being judged, and she has one of the dirtiest mouths talking to her. You can tell this is a teenager, okay? And this is part two. I didn't even watch part one. This is part two, but I want y'all to listen to this lady talk to her child like this. You're somebody that came out of you because of a book that told you homosexuality is wrong, but you skip over what else the book told you is to every sin is equal, basically, is what that book told you. No sin is greater than the next. But listen how and this is because of society and toxic masculinity, as well as toxic femininity as well. This is what this has done to society, to where it's youth. This is how this youth is growing up. This is the fuck them kids society, as I keep telling y'all. People are having children that should not be having children, okay? And it's fucked up a lot of these individuals, but little do they know that the pain that they're trying to bestow upon certain individuals is just making them stronger. Like, when you cuss out your child for being who they are, eventually they're just going to want to rebel more and be even more of who they are because it pisses you off. You know what I mean? Like, you were a child before. You know how this goes. Why would you do this to your kid? Like, the yelling and screaming shit is dead. That doesn't intimidate children anymore. That just makes them angry and confused, and they feel unloved. And that's the problem with these children, is they don't feel loved because they're not being loved properly. Okay? People are skipping over love and going right into some other shit. Okay? And it's really the mirror pointing at them and them looking in it, and they're upset at what they see when it's really them themselves. You know what I mean? It's really you you're mad at in the mirror. And it's literal too, because this is this lady's son. This is you. This is another aspect of you. You know, gay people, well, certain gay people, because, you know, not everybody's God's people, because not everybody is a true individual on this planet, but the true gay people on this planet are connected to God, and there are also they are an aspect of God, a reflection of God. And this is how you treat them. And they have these holy special gifts that can heal the whole nation. This is why God came back down here as a lesbian. Okay? To show y'all how foolish you are in your judgments when you have no right to judge. Nobody. Only God does. The great mother and great father. Okay? Now listen to this lady, man.
Want some dick in your ass, bitch. You have some really, you have some problems. You really have some problems. That's not phasing me. The problem is, I don't have a problem. That's your problem. That's your problem. No, you really have mental problems. You really have mental problems. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad. You talking to your son like that. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad that you talking to your son like that. That's really sad. That's how I know you need help.
No, you ain't my son.
That's why I hope you need help.
Now, bitch.
I don't even want to be your kid. I don't even want to be. I don't even want to be your kid. 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 I don't even want to be your kid.
I don't, from what I just seen, bitch, I don't want you to be mine. Dookie and blood.
You got problems you need to work on.
You got problems you need to work on,
You got problems you
got problems you need to work on, bitch. Want some dick in your ass,
You have
bitch.
you have some really you have some problems. You really have some problems.
This is sad, y'all.
The problem is,
I don't.
This is sad. Y'all wondering why the children are wilding out. Because the children are showing you. They're teachers. The children nowadays that are growing up, they want to be their most authentic selves. They can't wait. And they're not listening to the traditions and old ways of the days of old, because this is evolution. You're not supposed to stay stuck and stagnant like their parents and grandparents and shit are. They're moving forward. They know who they are, and they're trying their best to be as authentic as they can be. But these old motherfuckers that don't want to change is trying to stand in their way and bring them down like they were brought down as children. You know, that's why I say they are the mirror. He's the mirror of his mom. She may not be gay, but somebody in that woman's life treated her the same way she treated him, but just about something different. That is why she's acting like that. She's mad. She cannot control. You have no control over your child. All you can do is guide them and show them why the choices that they make need to be sound and are important, because they can be, the choices that they make can be detrimental to them spiritually, mentally, and physically. And homosexuality don't do none of that to them. You guys have to understand that not everybody came down here to create a baby. Some people came down here to create other things of significance to help the collective move forward. Not everybody wants to have children. Not everybody's supposed to have children. And not everybody that takes care of their children, not everybody that has children takes care of them. So when y'all go and say about this population thing and you have to be fruitful and multiply, that doesn't just mean with children and procreation in that way. We are co-creators of many things. These people that have came down here have gifts to do a lot, but they are being stunted because of the way they're treated, because of their preferences and their sexuality, which has nothing to do with anybody else's life. It's none of your fucking business. It's between them and their soul and their creator. And motherfuckers don't even know what souls look like. And yes, souls are masculine and feminine. You know, this one person tried to tell me this is the this is like her analogy of a soul. She was like, you know how dogs, all dogs look the same whether they're male or female, but if you pull up their tail and you look between their legs, you can see a penis or a vagina, right? And she said that's how you know that souls don't um souls don't have a gender. I was like, that sounds so stupid. That actually is the opposite. Like, you don't have to look like a male or a female to be male or female. Like, all dogs look the same, right? That doesn't mean it's not male or female just because all the dogs look the same. Souls actually have genders. And we came down here to experience life in a vessel of our choice. And that vessel of our choice doesn't have to match the gender of your soul. That's why some people have sex changes, because they know that their soul is something else and they want to live that on the outside. The thing is, though, you have to be willing to come down here and experience life as the vessel you chose, even though your soul is different. Because you chose that vessel for a reason, even though that, like I tell you all the time, I know my soul is a man. I see my soul. I talk to my soul every day. And not only that, my soul is a dragon. My soul is many things. I'll just put it like that. My soul is many things. I've been a bird. I've been a shark. I've been a lion. I've been all kinds of things before in my life, my lifetimes. So, Christianity fucked y'all up. I just want to put that out there. And there's no reason for a woman or a man to be talking to a child like that, especially their child. Look, this person say, what's crazy is people will know parents like this and still be like, you still have to respect your parents regardless. No, you don't, because they don't respect you. It come hand in hand. That's a part of raising a child, is showing them respect. When you guide and you're raising a child and you're teaching them, you have to walk the walk that you want them to walk. And granted, they're not always going to do exactly what you want them to do, but they're going to pick up the righteous notes that you have written, and they're going to play that tune of righteousness. They're going to play what they're going to be. They're going to do what is right, because it not only is it written on their heart, but you showed them. If you were a proper teacher and you spend time with them and you talk to them about their feelings, you have to treat them like little grown people. Children understand a lot more than you know. And actually, you do know, because you were a child before. You just like to feel dominant over something because something made itself dominant over you growing up. And that's how you feel like it's supposed to go. But you have to break that generational curse. You're not supposed to be dominating nothing. And the Bible taught you that too, that we have dominion over the whole earth. No, we're supposed to be one with the earth, not ruling over it. You're supposed to be one with everything. Same thing with men trying to dominate women all the time. You're supposed to be side by side, respecting each other as equals. Yeah, you can do some things that the other one can't, but you're still equal. Just because you can do something that the other one can't, don't mean that you're any less or any more or any greater. That's what people don't get. You're not supposed to dominate nothing. You're not. You're supposed to be one with everything. Okay? And certain people are put down here to be your reminder, your mirror of that. You're supposed to love your child no matter what, because it came from you. Yeah, people They don't get it. It's a lot of homophobic people. But you're going to see all these homophobic people that's out in the public. That's why Dave Chappelle almost got stabbed the other day on the stage. Little Baby, no, the baby always in trouble. Little Boosie always in trouble. It's because it's judgment on so many levels. These people are homophobic, and God don't like homophobia. All these homophobic motherfuckers is in trouble. Who else another homophobic motherfucker that's out here? Just pay attention to the homophobic people. Even the ones in your life. Look at how their life is going right now. Because I'm telling you, God hates homophobes. Okay? Check out the homophobic people in your life and see how their life is going right now. I bet it's very sad and disappointing. I bet they're struggling right now. I bet they're even more mad as they ever have been about gay people. Okay? Because everybody whose time is up, they're feeling this shit, right? And they're acting out in the worst ways. Everybody's mask is coming off, and the things that they truly are is sticking out the most, to where you can't overlook it anymore, and you can make a clear decision. It's about clarity right now. You can make a clear decision to separate yourself from these people, or go with these people. Like, go with your tribe, or separate from the people who aren't your tribe, and find your tribe. It's getting easier and easier to find your tribe. Okay, and the more that we are separating from them, you will see the more they will call for unity. I mean, everybody that we're separating from, not just homophobic people. Everything that is wicked, period, is being separated from all the true ones' lives. And the more that we separate from them, the wheat and the tares being reaped. And that section of the Bible that they talk about, the more we separate from them, you're going to hear the more these people call for unity. You're going to hear more people call for unity in the media, whether it's social media or legacy media, like traditional mainstream media. You're going to hear a lot of calls for unity, because they feel us taking our energy back away. And now that the true ones are separating ourselves from these kind of people, the more destruction is going to be upon them, because they were only being blessed by being in our presence. It was like the residual blessings that we were getting was rubbing off on them, just because they were just around us. Now that shit is being taken away, and we're seeing the truth. And these motherfuckers is in for a hell of a ride. A hell of a ride into non-existence, because they could not change. And it's all because of a brainwashing. Because if they went into their own remembrance of self, they will remember that they are already both masculine and feminine. So homosexuality don't even fucking really matter. And people say, well, gay sex do this and do that and do this to you spiritually. Heterosexual sex do a lot of shit to you spiritually too. Don't skip over that. Spiritual STDs, spiritually transmitted diseases, travels in all forms if you're not protecting yourself and only having sex with somebody who is meant for you to have sex with, like really made for you to have sex with. Like, don't have any other demons attached to them that you're fucking on top of fucking the person that you're fucking, because they have all these soul ties on them and shit, and now you're swapping out spirits. That happens with not just homosexual sex, but heterosexual sex. You invite demons in that way. People think that, oh, you let a demon up in your brain because you're fucking in the ass, and then you hit a certain spinal cord and it do something to you and open up a gateway. Motherfucker, your penis and your vagina are gateways. Fuck the pineal gland, okay? Yes, your booty hole's a gateway too. So if a man is doing it to a woman like that too, the same thing gonna go happen to them. So I don't know why y'all think it's just homosexual shit. I don't know. Y'all some weirdos out there. The ones who, all the homophobic people, and they always trying to bring God into some shit. God, let me tell you what God said. God said, stop bringing me into your bullshit, okay? Because I'm going to start slapping the fuck out of you. Peace to the true ones.